Did you guys know that 100% of dads fear that their child is going to grow up and be just a royal piece of... It's true. As dads, we all have this fear inside of us that as we raise our kids, we don't raise them correctly and they grow up to be criminals or maybe drug addicts or maybe something that they weren't supposed to be. Listen, we want to leave a legacy. And we'd be damned if we let those little clusters of cells run around and mess up our legacy. But not today, Satan. No way am I gonna let that happen. As a dad, I'm gonna influence my kids and make them be who they are supposed to be. We are gonna leave a legacy. My name is going to last and it's not gonna end with me. Listen, if this is the first time that you are here, welcome to Fatherhood Secrets, building a community of dads taking our families back. Like and subscribe this channel if you think the content is cool, and if you don't, leave a comment below. We're always trying to grow. So I look forward to your input. So what do? We try to raise our kids to meet stereotypes. Man, if you're raising your kids like this, they may look like this. But if you raise your kids like this, they may look like this. Or what about this? Then they're gonna be like this. Or maybe your kids will look like this. You get the picture. But here is the big conflict. We give all our kids the how-tos and the what-fors, and we give them all the proper instructions. Maybe it's based off our experience or something we read, but then do we model the behavior? Do we model the action? Or when you get home, do you just lecture your kids and then you sit in your recliner and you pop open a beer? Is that you or is that me? Listen, one day when I got home from work, my oldest son approaches me and he says, "Hey Dad, what did you want to be when you were growing up? What did your father teach you?" I gave him every excuse in the world, from my dad was never there, I had an absent father, to I didn't have all the plans and I didn't have all the access to information that you have now. I gave him every excuse in the book of why I wasn't living out the dream that I wanted to live, or what I feel that I was called to do. But the fact still remains that as I was growing up, I didn't have recipes for success. I didn't feel like I could make it. Now listen, when I was a kid, when I was a youngster, and I was a teenager growing up, I wanted to play football. But I didn't know that you had to treat your body right. I didn't know that you had to get in there and grind in the gym. I didn't know that you had to study film. I didn't know any of these things. I thought that one day I was gonna grow up and then all of a sudden I was gonna be selected in the draft to go play football, but it wasn't that way. I didn't have the recipe for success, and there's no doubt that you see a lot of kids from athletic parents who were in the NFL, NBA, whatever they were in, their kids become athletes as well because they have the recipe. So the greatest excuse for me was I didn't have the recipe for success. And now with all the information that we have as dads, we have recipes and models for success. So my question for you is, how are we leaving a legacy for our kids? How are we helping them with what they want to do? Listen, stop raising your kids and not lead by example. Your kids are watching you. You can't just get home and kick your feet up and try to explain to them every single thing that they should do or what they need to do, because at the end of the day, they're watching you. And they're thinking, if you have all the answers, what are you just sitting on your butt for? Was it your calling to sit here and just drink a beer and watch TV and not do anything, and let your wife, the mother of your kids, just walk around picking up after you, treating you like one of her kids? They're watching you. If you want to leave a legacy, you have to remember that in the Bible, David got the plans to build the temple, but his son Solomon actually built the temple. So the big challenge is, are you leaving a legacy? Do you have the plans to build the temple? Or are you supposed to be building the temple? And as fathers, we have a great calling to pour into their lives, to help them find success recipes with what they want to do. But at the end of the day, our kids are watching us. So today, take the challenge and be an example for your family. I understand that you're watching this and maybe you're thinking, God, this guy has so many answers. What is he doing? I'm fighting every single day, just like you, to raise our sons, to be men, to be servants, to be leaders of their family. But they also have goals and dreams in their life. And that means they may not be my goals, but I have to help them find a plan, a recipe for success, the recipe to build their temple and leave a legacy. Stop raising your kids from the couch. Fatherhood Secrets. Cheers.